How do you set your goals for your MSP to go from 0 to 1 million annual recurring revenue? Now, if you're a established MSP, trust me, you're going to get a ton of value from this to help you grow this year as we just kicked off 2025. And if you're a brand new MSP and you're just starting out, whether you have no customers or you're getting your first couple customers, you're going to get a ton of value from this video because I'm going to be talking a lot about what you need to do, the plan to get there, and ultimately help you get closer and closer and closer to that seven-figure mark. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow, whether it's sales training, marketing training, or even some business operations. Before I get into today's video, I do want to just mention two really quick things. Number one, if you haven't checked out the Discord yet, we run a completely free Discord. You can jump in there, growth-generators.com/Discord. It's also available on the website, growth-generators.com. And two, if you're an MSP looking to grow your MSP business, if you visit our website, or I'll put the links down below, we have two programs for you. A membership, it's every single month. You can jump in, ask me questions 5 days a week, or you can go through the starter program, which will get you from, hey, I don't know how to run an MSP, all the way through to the confidence of growing your MSP. And we've had some incredible success stories from that. So let's talk about your MSP and getting you to that seven-figure mark, because it's really, really important to get there. But before we even get there, right, we want to make as much money as possible. We have to think about something, right? Why is goal setting important? I would even argue to say critical for your MSP. Now, you may have heard this term before, but we have to have what are called SMART goals. And those goals are specific, measurable, achievable, very important, relevant, and time bound. And it's a pretty common thing to hear of SMART goals, but I'm going to break those down a little bit throughout this video. But really, we have to make sure that we have specific goals. You can't say, well, I just want to grow my MSP, because that could just be one additional dollar in revenue. You could say, hey, I just want to grow. Well, what are we measuring from it? Are we measuring success? Are we measuring financials? Are we measuring hiring people? Because all of those things could be growth. Can you actually achieve it? If you're just starting today, do you think you can achieve $1 million MSP by the end of the year? I don't want to discourage you, but that's a huge leap to get there. Maybe $1 million over the course of the year, but $1 million in recurring revenue would be crazy. And hey, God bless if it is something that you decide to do. But we have to make sure it's relevant to you. Can you actually do it? And then time bound. This is going to be January 6th by the time this actually goes live. So from 6/1/2025 till the end of the year, what could you do in that time period, right? What could you do in Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4? It's important to not have random growth because you want to make sure it's planned. Yes, you might have new customers come out of nowhere, but you don't want to have something where you're like, yeah, I grew. And somebody says, well, what'd you grow? And you're like, I don't, I don't really know. Right? That's the last thing that we want. We want to have an MSP that we could truly build, truly be proud of. Right? So the first thing that we have to do as we build this is understand our short-term goals, right? And that first goal for you could be landing your first 10 clients. Now, it doesn't matter where you're at in the process, adding on hopefully 10 new clients this year could be huge. If you get 10 new clients and every single one of them is $1,000 a month, that's pretty good. That's $10,000 a month of recurring revenue. Heck, if all of them have, or $2,000, that's $20,000 of recurring revenue. And that's incredible. But we have to figure out how we're actually going to get from 0 clients or where you're at now to getting to your goal, right? It's really important. Now, things I want you to focus on, and I think are going to be hyper relevant to 2025, are networking events. Now the pandemic is over, things are really opening up. I don't see not even any restrictions. I see people coming out more and more and more. It's important to get out there, say hi, shake hands, go out and meet people. It is more relevant than ever. There was still kind of this like weird thing last year where people were still getting out but weren't quite sure. 2025 is the year that people are going to be getting out of the house, out of the office, and going and meeting people again, just like pre pandemic. Next is going to be referrals. If there's anything that you take away from this video, after you hit, because I do like to ask for things, a like button, a subscribe button, and maybe a notification bell, this is the year to ask for referrals. I cannot tell you. It is almost like clockwork. I get on a call with an MSP. Hey, they're in the MSP Heroes program. There might not be. They might just say, hey, I'd like to just grab a quick call with you and see if maybe learn more about it, whatever it is. I always ask the question, when was the last time you asked for a referral? 99 out of 100 calls, I could hear a pin drop across my house. It's incredible to see how many people are not asking for referrals. They are the easiest and lowest hanging fruit. And it doesn't have to be someone that paid you. It could be someone that you helped out through your journey, whether you fixed a computer that for them, fixed their network, provided a consultation, whatever it might be, a referral is huge. And this year, I want you to avoid being afraid of the cell phone. Cold outreach is making a comeback. Cold calling is better than ever. And before you're like, Harrison, it doesn't work, trust me, it works. And it works really, really well. Now, I will not sugarcoat it. It is definitely not the most fun thing to do, but for the amount of time it takes to the amount of money that you can make on it, it is a gold mine. I also want you to take some time to leverage LinkedIn this year. LinkedIn is going to be huge, and I'm going to be sharing a ton of different cold outreach areas and aspects and techniques that you can do that will help you grow your business on this channel. And I want you to start taking into consideration, maybe you should make a lead magnet, something where you could either offer a free IT audit, a cybersecurity assessment, a download, something that'll work for you. That is your first goal this year. The second goal this year, believe it or not, is building your recurring revenue. Now, if you don't have your pricing dialed in, it's something that I want you to put pretty high up on the priority list. I always recommend a good, better, best, basic, standard, premium, silver, gold, platinum, whatever you want to call it. You can call it that, but get your packages dialed in, because the last thing you want to do is be scrambling and saying, hey, yeah, we can help you with that. I just need a day or two to draw up my pricing, and then your pricing's wrong. Focus on recurring revenue way more than one-time projects. Don't get me wrong. One-time projects are going to come through, hopefully all the time for you. But try to turn those one-time projects into monthly recurring revenue customers and make sure you are pushing monthly recurring revenue, because you're never going to get from your current where you're at to that 7-figure, 8-figure MSP that you want to actually grow to. Now, we have to goal number 3 this year for you should be defining a process and tools. You need to implement, if you don't already have one, an RMM tool and a PSA tool and a CRM, a customer relationship manager. If you do not have a customer relationship manager, a CRM, I use Go High Level. It comes with our MSP Heroes membership. I will leave a link down below. But you could use Pipedrive, Salesforce, HubSpot, whatever it might be. It's the year to use them this year. This is a fresh start for many of you. And if it's not a fresh start for you and you're just adding in revenue, please build out your CRM correctly so it could be used, and create some standard operating procedures. Things that people can actually follow and use to grow, because it's going to help scalability as we get into long-term goals, $1 million in annual recurring revenue plus, because it is possible, right? To work on that, maybe not in a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, maybe even 1 year if you really hustle. But it is important to do these things as early as possible to help increase the likelihood that you will make it to that 7-figure mark. So let's talk about long-term goal setting, because there's a lot that's going to happen throughout this process. And if you're a well-established MSP, these are things that you're probably going to be thinking about on a regular basis. Start systematizing operations. Automation is going to be key, whether it's handling tickets, billing, reporting, outsource what you can, but truly invest in automations and invest in outsourcing to have those automations built. If it's something that you can't handle in house, this is going to be the year for automation. This is what is going to separate you from the rest of the pack in the MSP world. Goal number 2, especially if you're scaling to that $1 million mark, is you have to start building a strong marketing funnel. I have tons of marketing trainings coming out on YouTube for free. There's even better ones in the program, but there's going to be a ton of them. I'm pointing over to my whiteboard, which is clean. I'm super excited to get back on that. My life has been a little crazy with traveling, so my office is a little bit messier than I'd like it to be, but I'm going to be getting back on the whiteboard here and back on the saddle for that. But you could use SEO focused content, blogs, YouTube videos, paid ads, and implementing a nurturing email campaign to convert those leads. It is super, super important. And if you haven't started niching already, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's time to start, whether that's law firms, healthcare, huge HHS, human health services update just came out, finance, specialized services, specialized vertical, whatever it is that you want to go through. And now is the time to start upselling. If you have an upsell, if it's included in your good, better, best packages, totally skip it. But if there are things that you can upsell, let's start focusing on upselling them, getting our customer value even higher, because customers will buy it, truthfully. But we have to give them something that they want to buy. And this year is going to be the year of expanding teams truly for the MSPs. It is crazy how the world is shifting. What I'm hearing from 7-figure plus MSPs, even smaller MSPs that are at $250,000, $350,000, how they're like, hey, things are getting kind of crazy. Like, we're growing faster than I think we should be growing, and it's a good thing. And there's no signs of slowing down at all. So it's important to expand the team. Certifications, ongoing training, hiring for the right technical roles, whether that's sales, marketing, or even your service desks. It is important. And yes, sales and marketing is widely technical. A good sales process is a highly technical process, believe it or not. And then the goal is hit $1 million and grow past that, whether it's 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million plus. It is the year of growth for MSPs, truly. I cannot stress that enough. Everything that I'm seeing that people are putting out, even businesses that I'm talking to, are realizing technology is more important than it ever has been before, especially with who knows what's going to be happening in the world. It's important to take advantage of it. In many cases, people will say, grab the bull by the horns, and this is the year to do it. We've come the last 4 or 5 years off of some pretty rocky terrain. It's important now to adjust and grow from there. Now, what I do want to tell you, if you've made it this far, you know that my golden nuggets are always at the end. Some common mistakes, and I've helped a ton of MSPs with this, and some figure out why they haven't grown, some understand why they've grown. Please avoid these. No clear goals. If I say, what's your goal? And they say, I don't know, you're not going to make it. Truthfully, our goal by the end of 2025 at my business is 300 members in our MSP Heroes membership. That's the goal. I don't mind putting it out there. That's what I'm intending to hit. Our goal last year was 50, and we got almost to 150. 2025, 300, with a stretch goal, truthfully, of 500. We've helped hundreds of thousands of businesses and MSPs just like yours. I think it's a perfectly reasonable number to grow to. Mistake number 2, and this is not just for this video, don't underprice yourself. It is very easy to overprice. It's also very easy to underprice. Only one of them hurts you much, much, much more, which is underpricing. Be competitive, but make sure you understand that you have to sell based on the value that you actually provide. Number 3, overcomplicating offerings. I like tiered packages. Good, better, best. If you don't even want tiered packages, I've heard and I've seen MSPs be wildly successful. One package. Hey, you either fit in this package or you don't. This package includes everything. Okay, fine. That's all they offer. Don't overcomplicate it. I have seen spreadsheets that are a mile long and a mile wide of math and algorithms, and then they produce it for every single customer. Let's keep it simple. Now, I'm not saying that other people's processes aren't good, because they might be and they might work for their business. But for the broad spectrum of MSPs, keep your MSP pricing as simple as possible. Don't neglect on marketing. We're starting off the year. We are in the slowest weeks of the year right now, and we only have 4 of them. Truthfully, come February, early February, things start to pick back up again. Enjoy the downtime, do the work on the business so you can work in the business later on. And last but not least, track your progress. In the corner of my room, I have what is called the big, I'm not going to say the word A, pound sign calendar. It's actually sold by a gentleman named Jesse Itzler. I'll put a link down below if you'd like to grab one. It is huge. It is literally this long. It is bigger than my arm span. It is the size of the whiteboard for those of you that have watched the whiteboard videos, right? And I've taped it up there for 2024 and I've written all over it. I don't know if I'm going to do one for 2025 because I don't really have the space right now for it, but I can promise you I will be tracking my progress aggressively in my Outlook calendar because everything happens inside of there. You have to make sure you're tracking the progress all the way through and course correct if things go awry. They may or may not, and I hope they continue to work in your favor. I hope you've gotten some value from this video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe button, and that notification bell. Love you guys as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy 2025. Welcome to a crazy year. I believe in you. You're going to grow an incredible MSP. I'll see you guys later. Bye.